What's happening? My name is Blake Harris, and this is the Music City Mindset. We are located graciously under the Nashville Fit Network, and we have an electric show for you today. Part of the reason why I think this is going to be a good one, we got a full house in here. So I am not alone. I'm the owner of Board and Brush in Hendo, a guy that's got more history in the city of Clarksville than anyone else here. My best friend, Evan Butler.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the saddle from all of his travels, birthday celebrations, football camps, baseball games, Glencliff great, TSU legend, creator of champions at Training Corner on IG, Deon Giddens back.
Yeah,
Welcome back, big dog.
Good to be back, fellas. Good to be
Man,
back.
how you been, dude? You out for a little bit?
Gone,
How's
man.
Mookie? How's the fam? How was your birthday?
Man, it's a lot to catch up. Been a busy month and a half, man. But
Yeah.
Mook's good. Birthday was great. We did the first annual DB skills camp, so that was good.
Look like KB came through? Like,
Man,
how'd that go?
It went great, man. We had like anywhere between 20, 25 kids come out. Gave away shirts, bags, man. Kevin Byer came out, spoke a good word. We had a couple other guys come out, man. My guy from the Eagles, one of the other white guys, everybody knows Gene, but my guy, man, he came out, man, and did some good stuff, man. So they learned from it more than anything. You know, the work was all about getting quality work, and we did that. So goal achieved. So next year it'll be bigger and better. But
Just
on
build off
vacation,
of it.
man, rolling, man, missing y'all, man.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You smell like Miami.
That's a good thing.
You got a glow about you.
That's what happens when you get a tan, man. Y'all, you know, fair skin guy. I don't know how dark you can get, but
I just get tattoos so you can't tell.
there you go.
No, it's been really cool watching everything you got going on. Like outside of this, it feels like more than ever, I feel confident about the people that I've surrounded myself with. There's a lot of momentum individually, as well as what we've got going together as far as this crew right here. And one thing I've noticed with like owning the gym, writing programs, whether it be coming up with ads for the events we've got going on, how to like guests to come on, things like that. It's really tapped into a creative side again that I haven't really tapped into for a while. And I mean, you can call it a little tism or a tick or whatever you want to say, but I'm getting to this point where I'm realizing it doesn't matter what time of night it is. When I get an idea, it's like I can't focus on anything else until I get it out. Like I got to go to my computer. I got to like write it down. I got to like try to see how that's going to work together. And part of it is like, if I get that done, then the next step is ready. But it's like a creative tick that I can't scratch it until I actually sit down and dedicate myself to it. When you're writing programs for a client or art, music, is that something y'all experience or is this just me?
Yeah, no, it happens. I mean, but the evolution of it is actually like going and writing it down.
Yeah.
We lose so much of the creative side by not writing it down at the time. I heard a pastor say that. I forgot who said it, but if you get that, write it down because there's so many things speaking to you. So it could be lost forever. You might not get that one idea again. So, it's something that's the evolution. So that means you taking the next step, which is good.
There's something about just writing it that's like it burns it into your memory.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, I have that. I'll have an idea at 2 a.m. As much as I need sleep, I got to get up and do it. And I mean, sometimes it's a project, and I'm like, I got to work on it right now. I got to be at work at 6, but I get up and I do my best work. You know?
I mean, that's where I've started finding myself. Is like I got to get up early and get to the gym, but like, you know, all of a sudden I'll be winding down, about to sleep, turning everything in my brain off, and that's when like the creative juices start flowing, and I have to work on it. Then I'll either forget about it, or it just feels like So what I've heard a lot of people sit on this couch and say is that it's all about just starting it. Whatever it is, whatever they're doing, you just have to start it. And I feel like I've heard that so much that something's clicked where when I have an idea, instead of just sitting on it, like I have to just go after it while that momentum's flowing and things like that. But it's kind of a new feeling to me, so I didn't know if y'all kind of dealt with that or not.
I think most people that do what we do, whether it's, we all do gym stuff or you got a creative side, that it happens. I mean, again, it's one of those things that it helps you as a person in the long run, no matter what. So it don't have to be just about what you're doing there, like in the business side, even the personal side. It's still helpful.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because again, just the momentum, right? It's like if I wait to start it, then that's another day that it hasn't started. So by starting that, now I've already getting momentum rolling, whether anything gets accomplished or not. But like now when something happens, I'm already a step ahead. Yeah. And using that momentum, I've seen has really, really paid off.
Oh, yeah. And it holds you accountable, too. Yeah. So you say you're going to do it.
100%.
And
right?
Like, all right, I'm going to do it.
Talking about it, putting it down on paper, it makes it real. Right? I grew up in a household where we put watches and cars and houses like on the bathroom mirrors and stuff, trying to like make it real. So now I'm in a season where when I want something to happen, to make that real, start that momentum, writing it down, creating whatever it is, getting it out of my head, making room for new ideas as well. But speaking of momentum, we talked to our guest here at the Nashville Cats playoff tailgate. Posted a clip of it, and the internet loved it. People went wild. So in the season of riding that momentum, let's give the people what they want. We have here a local legend, a Maplewood megastar. He was the spark plug that Austin Peay Governors had been looking for, turning special teams into a feature film. He racked up over 7,500 all-purpose yards and set 9 FCS records in his tenure with the Governors. In 2009, he led the entire nation in all-purpose yards. All-OVC, Special Teams Player of the Year, All-American in 2018. He was rightfully enshrined into the Austin Peay Athletics Hall of Fame, a real-life cheat code, a human joystick. Welcome back to the show, Terrence Holt.
Yeah.
Woo.
What up, T. Holt?
What's going on? He made me want to go play again.
I know, man.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He got me going, man. Goodness.
All right, so we kind of already had a little bit of an introduction in that tailgate, but the people wanted some more, so we're here to give it to them. You went to Maplewood.
Yes, sir.
Did you grow up around there? What neighborhood did you actually grow up in?
I mean, it's a joke. Like I said before, I'm a native of Nashville, and everybody that knows me, and the Nashville area. Mm-hmm. What they're saying about me is I'm from out east. That's what I'm gonna say to the day I die. Like that's where I grew up. But I grew up in East Nashville in the Inglewood area. So right off Riverside Drive. It's kind of where I made my T. Holt name. Grew up in South Inglewood Center. I lived in East Nashville my whole life, so that was part of my younger time. Then when I was zoned for Maplewood, I lived on Granada. That's up the street, closer to Eastland Kroger in that area, kind of, but out east is where I'm from for sure.
That's like right at the split between Stratford.
Yeah, so the split is Gallatin Road. If you was on the right side of Gallatin Road, you were Stratford. You on the left side of Gallatin Road, you Maplewood. And it was kind of a unique thing for me because I grew up with all of those guys from Little League football and to high school. So they played for PAL Raiders. I grew up playing for Greymar Pirates. So me choosing if I wanted to go to Stratford or Maplewood, like I was playing against them my whole life. So it was, keep that fun going, and the weekends and when I go back over my grandma's house, things like that, we all have something to talk about that weekend.
It was that a bitter rival with being so close to Maplewood?
Oh
Stratford?
Yeah, I mean in Nashville, you could pretty much say every school was a rival because the proximity of how close we all were. But, I mean, because you think about it, you have Maplewood and Stratford. You got Maplewood and Hunters Lane.
The Pearl Cone Maplewood games got wild.
So in Nashville, just because of the area and how it's set up, it was like every school was a rival, especially, I would say, between – it was good football in this area for a while, especially with the metro schools. So it's been some good football played down here, yeah.
Man, what years were you at Maplewood?
So I came in, 04, graduated 07, class of 07. Right. So, I mean, and I like to say, from my story is, I've had my fair share of getting beat up and beating up on people, especially like you said from, those closer schools like Stratford. My older cousin, one of my best friends, he played for Stratford when I was a freshman at Maplewood, and I was like the punter. They went to state that year, yeah. So
You were the punter?
yeah, I was the punter. So I think that's a testament to my athleticism. My coaches wanted me on the field at any means. Got to get him the ball. But I was the punter my freshman year.
Did you ever practice punting it up to yourself and then returning the punt?
Nah. So I'm gonna tell you this is what happened because I'm gonna get the story out before they do.
Okay. All right.
But no. So I don't know. We played Stratford. This is when they had a monster team my freshman year. So first time I punted the ball, blocked it, ran it back, everything. I'm like, okay, I ain't punting no more. So after that, I act like I'm punting. I got the first down. So it's like, just getting myself acquainted with, that level of football and just growing from there. So.
Man,
they had some good teams because Maplewood was in. I went to Glencliff.
Okay, yeah.
So I graduated in '99. So Maplewood, when they had Big Man, they had Leonard, those guys. So we ended up playing them. I think the first game of the season, my senior, we beat them. Took us to overtime. We beat them though. We had a good team. They went undefeated, but I remember those Stratford teams, Maplewood teams.
Oh yeah.
Even back in, I'm old. I'm telling my age right now, but Highland Heights was one of those schools.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
Highland
I look
Heights,
right. You know what I mean? So we used to have to play all those schools. So
Highland Heights. I think when I was coming up, it went to a middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But Highland Heights was one of those schools that you hear about growing up in the neighborhood, like, oh yeah, when it's my time, I'm going to play for Highland Heights.
Yeah,
but
it was good.
By that time, it wasn't a school anymore. So, but yeah, so no, I paid attention to football around here. So,
well, even coming up in Graymore, some of the people that came through Graymore.
Oh yeah, so I
thought with Graymore.
Cromwell,
I thought he
Corey
was.
and all of them.
I went to
I thought it
Woodbine.
was Golden Tate when I walked in. But Golden Tate, he grew up playing football with me at Graymore. But it's almost, I ain't gonna say every, but a lot of legends from Nashville grew up playing, mid-state football, some junior pro. But man, Nashville is a good pot for football athletes or just athletes, period, around this area that a lot of people, don't even know about. But yeah,
there's so many, it's almost hard for one to shine.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're ever in a situation where you're a great player on a average team, that people know who you are, but you're not getting the real flowers because the team itself isn't good. So was that kind of your situation, or
not growing up playing mid-state ball? Well, we had a squad like I think my coaches did a good job of distributing, the play. Like I grew up playing with Jamie Graham.
That's my guy.
Yeah, so we grew up like playing together, and it was your play, my play, this play. Terrence Dixon, you call him Batman. He used to play for Nashville Storm. His brother Wesley, Golden Tate. So it's names I could keep going on, but man, we had some squads. If you tell the stories, like we had squads where teams didn't get past the 20-yard line on us. Teams didn't score on us. So, I grew up playing some good football. But, I was always one of the smaller kids on the team. But, out there having heart, like the smallest guy on the team playing safety, like that tells you a lot about, that person or whatever. So
were you, like, even in, like, junior pro and stuff, were you one of the smaller ones then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. It's probably one other guy that was my size, James McClain. He went to go play football at high school at Hunters Lane. But we was kind of the same, smallest guys on our team, grew up from playing Pee Wee on up. But it wasn't too many guys that were smaller than me on the team.
Now, when we talked before, being told that you're small and how that's going to hold you back, you talked about that chip on your shoulder. When did that chip really start? Was that already in high school, or were you still?
Was that backyard ball as a kid?
I would say, just I would say trying to figure out when did it actually start. I mean, I would say it probably kicked in when I was going to college, but I mean, you don't really notice it because you're having so much fun, and it's like, you know, seeing you out in the community, you know, going to different games, and you know, you don't really think about it, but guys always coming up to you, challenging you, like, oh, when we play you, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, and it's like, I mean, you've seen me play. Do you think like you
It's
can
gonna change.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
is it going to change because you can see me in person and it's like, oh, you're not a big guy or whatever like that. So, but you know, I really noticed it, you know, as far as getting recruited, you know, my senior year, because you know that's our goal is to make it to the next level, and it's like, you know I'm doing well, but the schools aren't coming as if I'm playing on this level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's when you really notice it. Then it's, you know, kind of you're getting calls from schools like, hey, we like you, but, you know, you're a little bit small. If we don't get this guy, then we'll come back and get you. I'm like, why you even call me? You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more like that. I feel like from the era I was in up into youth, you kind of paved the way for the kids now.
Yeah.
Because the kids now, they don't go through that as much.
And that's kind of how I look at it. And I know from, you know, a standpoint of people saying, you know, things are different now, but I feel like I was one of those ones who opened the eyes of, you know, it don't matter about your size, it's about what you can do. Because, you know, it's been a whole era where it's like, we're going to get a big back, he got to be this tall, he got to be this size. But, you know, from, I would say, what I've noticed, like after, you know, me in college, '07, it's like you see those speedy backs and things like that. So, I mean,
Especially like a thunder lightning
oh
duo.
yeah. So it's not a one back thing no more.
Right.
I mean, you can't. I mean, the game. People are bigger, stronger, faster. You can't just have one back pounding like it was back in the day. So you got to have that agility in there as well.
Your game in high school, even though you were being told you're smaller, you can obviously have eyes to see on the field that there are people out there bigger than you. What kind of running style did you like going up the middle? Did you just try to hit the edge because of the size and speed?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't believe it just because of my size, but I would rather go in the middle. Like I grew up hard, like tough. You got to fight, you got to wrestle. So that's a chance of me banging with somebody. I was fast, but running on the outside, that's escaping. I'd rather run up in there, show you who big dog is, and you know, do my
You
thing.
talking my language right now.
Yeah, so no, that's really what I like to do. Run through the middle. So you know, Oklahoma drill. So my thing was, you know, Oklahoma drill. You got a lineman, another lineman, and the person you're going up against. I was like, hey, if me and this guy is the best two people on the team, you're the best person on defense, I'm the best person on offense, move those guys out the way. Let us just go head up. That's what I used to ask my coaches. Like, I don't need to juke around nobody. Hey, man against man. Especially, I mean, one of my guys, you know what I'm saying, we was the leaders of the team. So I'm like, hey, we got to show our team that we run this team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to juke or nothing. Let's go head up. And that was my mindset.
Where did the drive come from that pushed you into this?
I mean, I would say well,
was it the chip or was it just did somebody influence you?
I can't say it was maybe just a chip, but I've always been around football. Been like more of the daredevil in me, man. Like my mom told me stories about like riding my bike down the stairs, and when I was 4 years old, like running onto the football field. But I've always, always been around it. But I think it was the chip. I mean, I was just really out there having fun. But like when I got recruited to Austin Peay, I used to drive up every day in the summer to go work out with the guys that's already up there, come back home before we had to report. But I was so close, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get up there and do my thing. And I guess from me doing that, I feel like that is what gave me that extra to, bypass a lot of the stuff. Like I wasn't behind. I came in, I didn't red shirt, found the position that I felt was, let me play on the field. So I think it was more of a chip, but I think younger, it was just out there really having fun and talent.
Now, kind of actually having some time to talk about your recruitment process. You told the story at the tailgate about Rod Reed said that they did want you, and you had some other people wanting to walk on it, but you were full ride at Austin Peay.
Yep.
And so was that the only full ride offer that you got?
That I can remember. Well, yeah,
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that I can remember. Yeah, there was some smaller schools like Cumberland, Carson Newman, but I can't remember them all. It was a lot of teams like wanted to offer but was scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Nashville guy. I really wanted to go to Vanderbilt, but they had told me we just signed Gaston Miller, from Riverdale the year before. He's a year in front of me. I really wanted to go to Vanderbilt. I didn't want to leave Nashville.
Yeah,
I didn't want to leave at all. That I felt that was the closest that I could be home and still play good quality football. But yeah, man, it was a lot of teams. I guess they want to take that shot on me.
I'm still. Rod Reed is my guy. He was my D coordinator my senior year, but then went through the gauntlet and became head coach. It's so many Nashville kids, man, that I feel like he left on the table.
Yeah.
And every story I hear is like, we want to kill TSU when we play them.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? And that's what it came to. Like, I've heard of you. I never met you personally, but I know your name. Yeah,
it was personal. Like, for me, it was personal.
That's right, but you're not the only one.
When we came down, Young Jeezy put on For My City the whole time.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, it was, I'm telling you, it was over. It was, and when we played in we played in Nashville, drive back to Clarksville, I'm coming back to Nashville that night to talk my cash. Like, that's how
you one of them.
That's how personal.
You one of them.
That's how personal it was.
I can rock with that.
Yeah, that's how personal it was. But no, but man, those guys, like, I do have a relationship with the guys I played with against at TSU.
Yeah.
Because most of those guys I looked up to playing football that did play at TSU. They did have some Nashville guys on their team that was rivals and stuff like that when I was in high school. So, it was all love, but ain't no friends on the field.
Nah, competition.
Did y'all
do what you gotta do.
paths at all?
Who?
You and it.
Yeah.
Did y'all?
Oh, yeah. Blake came
we were
up
at
there
Austin
with
Peay
us,
together. When I got kicked out of TSU, that's where I ended up.
One of the rarest to play for both.
Yeah.
So, obviously, on that note, we got to play together at Austin Peay for a year before I ceremoniously had to leave again. Some things happen. That's on me. Going from high school to college, did your game change? Talking about running up the middle, how you really earned your keep on the field. Did you have to change your game, or did you finally find a good fit where you can do what you do?
Well, I think my game changed because they made it by game change. And what I say by that is, and that kind of put a chip on my shoulder too, but I was in then. So I'm driving up, like I said, I'm driving up every day. They recruited me as a running back. I'm driving every day, go work out with y'all. Y'all could have gave me the heads up. So the first day we report, we go into our
I see where it's going.
Yeah. We're going to our position. We're going to our positions, and I'm walking with the running backs. Coach turned around like, yeah, T. Holt, you're a wide receiver. I'm like, a wide receiver? I'm like, man, I picked the wrong school. So, even then, it was when I say a chip on my shoulder for real, even then, I didn't even want to participate in practice. I'm sitting on the sideline, and I just had, a thought, man, look, I'm here for a reason. I'm going to start somewhere, and I'm going to make a difference. I did get recruited as a running back. Guys on the team don't even worry about running the ball this year. One of my guys, Chris Fletcher, he just got inducted to the Hall of Fame as well. Yeah, it was we had Chris Fletcher. He was a beast. But in the
And
middle,
Theo.
yeah, in the middle of that year, I was running the ball as well. So I was catching, I was lining up a wide receiver. So it did change my game to make me be more versatile to play more positions. I was quarterback in a Wildcat. So I do respect that, that aspect of, how it happened because it did make me more versatile by lining up in the slot, being in the backfield, punt return, kick return, quarterback in a Wildcat. So it made me more versatile than being one dimensional.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, I've played with some just dogs in the backfield, but as far as a collective group, that '08,
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, you, Theo, like,
Yeah.
it was,
Jeffrey Lau.
yep, Jay
Yeah,
Lau.
still had Ron White.
Yep.
We had a good running back core.
Yeah,
up there.
top to bottom was probably one of the best like running back groups I'd seen. One of the things I'm really excited to ask you about is you really like your face changed when you were talking about the art form of returning a kick when we were talking and comparing it to like how a singer sings, how a painter paints. I don't think even people who are football fans could even wrap their head around what it's like to focus on just being able to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That alone. But to catch the ball and then establish where everyone is to be successful at a returner. So talk a little bit more about that art form and how you really honed in on that craft to be as good as you were and like set the records.
When I say it's an art, I truly believe it's an art because I mean I've had teammates say I could do that. I'm like, all right,
Do it.
just your chance. Don't even make it off the 10-yard line because it is truly an art. I mean, just being and you got to have some confidence. You can't be scared to get hit. I mean, you're gonna get hit. You in the game, you're gonna get hit. I mean, you do have the protection of they can't hit you until you catch the ball. That ain't what happened for me. But
So no, I got smacked. So that's
that's what I'm saying. I mean, their coach probably told them like, don't let them catch. I would take the penalty, and I believe probably coaches told their team that I would take 15 yards compared to a touchdown. Take the 15-yard penalty. Yeah. So I mean, I've got hit a lot by, looking up before the ball came down. I've even got hit looking up. They hit me. I get back up. The ball still haven't come down yet. Like that's how.
Yeah. See, I was one of those. I take that penalty. I got a bunch of special teams.
Yeah, that's how they used to do me. But man, as far as the art, I mean, it's just about having that vision and trusting, your team, and everyone on your team ain't as athletic as you are. But if you're doing your job, our saying was just get in somebody's way. I can pick them off. Yeah. So that's kind of the art form. Like, don't touch nobody because I don't want a penalty. Yeah. Grabbing, you know what I'm saying? And it's about, trusting them and having that vision. And like with me, it was like no one would kick me the ball. So I have to do all these extra things before I even get the ball. You know what I'm saying? I got to line up on the left side of the field to make them kick it right if I really want to go right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to play these tactics because they wasn't going to kick me the ball. So it's about I'm on the left hash when he's lining up, sprinting to the right so I could catch the ball. It was. I mean, you just got to have that. You just got to have that mindset and vision and I mean confidence, man. Because once you looking up and you peeking. Look up again, catch the ball, it's go time.
I don't think people realize how hard that is.
Oh, no, it's tough.
I think, to me, it's probably one of the most underrated things in football, in my opinion, because I told him, hey, I bag up punt in college, I'll do kickoff. That's my thing. But that punt, return,
it's tough, but I think,
it's fun, though.
Oh, yeah,
Once you get it, like, because you know what I mean? I play corner, so it's like, all right, I can swag out on this. I can do something different, but.
Man, my coach, Marcus Gildersleeve, he played at Virginia Tech. So, that was kind of his niche, and he kind of probably saw a little bit of me in him. But, man, we had strenuous practices where I'm laying on the ground, got to find the ball, catch 2, 3, 4 balls at one time. Not at one time, but I got 4 balls
But
in
hold
my
on to one and
hand,
catch the next
and then
one.
catch the next one,
Start
catch the
building
next
up,
one,
yeah.
catch the next one. So it's if you get bumped, you still can have that presence of how to boggle the ball in your hand. So it's not gonna come just because you out there. It's practice, staying after practice, and you gotta want to do it. So that's what my mindset was, especially my freshman year after everybody telling me I wasn't gonna get on the field, I wasn't gonna play. So I'm like, all right, I gotta find somewhere I can find my niche. Yeah. That's what it was.
When you scan
man.
the field, my last question about like when you scan and you take a peek, are you looking past the first couple of guys or looking like the other guys you got to beat downfield?
So now I'm looking at probably the closest guy to me, and maybe a way out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because it's you beat them with your first step. Once you catch it and you jogging in place or juking in place, you giving them a chance to pursue you.
There you go.
Catch it and go. Don't do all of that juking and trying to. If you look at my film, it's rare that I'm catching the ball. I'm probably running before I even got the ball, for real.
Yeah.
But I'll just catch it and go because you beat him with your first step. If he's pursuing you, you going this way, and it's harder for them to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, redirect change, yeah. We need to say that more, like on a loudspeaker, because I see so many kids just.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, the more you do that, I'm a defender.
Yeah.
I'm closing the gap.
Yeah.
Well, especially kick coverage was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So, and if I see someone with some happy feet, you're letting a not as athletic dude, you're giving me a little bit of a chance.
Yeah.
So I start getting excited when I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing. Catch that ball and go, and make your decisions later. Run where there ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can see the difference in jerseys. Run behind their back. Just hopefully they ain't grabbing nobody and getting a penalty.
I'm still stuck on looking up and getting hit at the same time, not even being able to see who's coming at you. And you talked about that daredevil in you earlier.
Yeah.
Riding the bike down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
You almost got to have that in you.
Oh, yeah.
To do that.
A little adrenaline.
It's like if it's gone, if it can happen, it will happen. It happened plenty times. But, I would love when the punter kicked outside his coverage, when I got to go retrieve and get the ball. That gives me too much time right there.
Yeah.
I trust my speed, and you coming towards me, having to break down, because I ain't juking. I'm going to run past you. I made it a duty after my freshman year, because I did return punts and stuff like that. After my freshman year, it was my duty not to get arm tackled. I was light, but
What did you play at, you think? What weight did you play at?
Oh, I was probably about my freshman year. I was probably like 150.
But you see, it makes it so much more like amazing, like all the stuff you've done, like playing at that weight.
Yeah. Then after that, my playing weight was 187.
A solid weight.
Yeah,
there you go.
And it was no arm tackling, and that's the difference though. Because you don't have to run all the way outside of somebody so they can tackle you. You can be right here. If they in arm's length, they're not going to get you with just one arm or one grab. With my whole body coming forward, so that weight, that muscle that I had compared to my freshman year, it made the biggest of differences.
When did you start seeing people notice? Because I seen the city of Clarksville loves you.
Yeah.
And anybody you talk to that's an Austin Peay fan knows your game, has noticed what you. When did you start noticing that they're noticing?
I would say probably. Not my freshman year. Because you kind of think like, yeah, they seeing me, but it could be a fluke. Then your sophomore year, kind of having some success. But I really noticed probably my junior year. Everybody know my name, see me everywhere. Then, teams not wanting to kick to me and, things like that. And, we all friends and have friends at different schools and stuff. And just, by talking to different people like, nah, we ain't kicking to you this week and, things like that. So it's,
In a military city, you probably never had to buy beer at a bar.
Oh, no.
Nah, you the man.
Yeah.
Like he did his service at Austin Peay.
Yeah.
Last question here before we cut to a commercial break, you can hear about how you're talking, how much work you put in to hone in on a different element of your game to try to give you as much of a chance of success as possible. Especially, I'm sure some of that being fueled by being told what you couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
How much of what you were able to do you feel like was God-given talent that was unique to you versus how much you really worked on it?
I think what helped me out the most was, I would say, God-given talent. And what I mean by that is my speed and my vision. I mean, without that, you can be the fastest guy on the team, but you running up people back. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like the talent part that came in that I had to work on is just being disciplined, trusting the process. But as far as the speed and the vision, I mean, you can work on trying to get fast, but if you're not fast, you ain't fast. If you
I mean, but it's true though. I mean, it's so many gimmicks right now. Like, I can make you do this. No.
Yeah,
man.
if you're not
like,
fast, you can take off a couple seconds. It's a difference though. But if you're not fast, you can work and still not be fast. But as far as the vision, you can be the fastest guy in the world, but you don't have no vision. You're running up people's backs. But as far as like letting the game slow down to me, getting stronger and just learning terminologies and things like that is what helped my game, on that college level, because it's a whole different language, like Blue 42, 87, and I was in high school, it was outside zone, inside zone. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's putting it all together, but that's what I guess putting all those pieces together developed my game.
All right. Well, that was exactly the answer I was looking for there. We're going to take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with T. Holt. We are back here at the Music City Mindset. We are here with Terrence Holt, Austin Peay legend. Terrence, we talked a little bit about you kind of grazed over something when we were talking up there at the Cats game. You said, you told the story about Robert saying hands is too small. And then when you went to do your pro day and like combine stuff, you were able to compare hand measurements and realizing that. I think a lot of people don't realize how big of a stat hand measurement is for football players, of how big of a dock that can be against someone. But that says to me that you actually were still pursuing something after college if you were doing that. Did you do anything after college? Get some camps? Like what was football like for you immediately after college?
After I didn't make it,
yeah.
So it was. I mean, I did a couple tryouts and things like that. Just traveling, different Canadian teams. But to me, it was more like a money grab for those teams.
Yeah.
Because some, you go to those camps, they already got the guys that they want, they seen, and stuff like that. But I did all of that, and I just had to get some money. Like, I was tired of traveling, getting different hotels, and, still getting the same resort. So, that it was probably about a year or two, and, and it really wasn't what I really wanted. My goal was to be in the NFL. And if it was like how it was, like it is today, where you could go try out for a team within 50 miles of your address and things like that, open tryouts, it really wasn't like that. It wasn't that open back then. So now it's different. But my goal was to make it. I felt like I was there. NFL teams actually called me, but when they had the lockout, it kind of messed up everything. So, and it was just like a point. You couldn't get back to that. So,
those money grab tryouts were so infuriating.
Oh yeah,
because there were times like, I mean, I get what they're doing and how they make their monies and stuff, but I mean, there were times I actually felt like there'd be someone there showing out. I mean, there was a tryout for Edmonton.
Yeah, I've been to all of those.
Yeah, I hit 35 reps on the 225. Like, I think I set a personal best of like my L drill, and you could tell like they weren't even there to actually sign anyone.
Yep.
They were just trying to get through the day. It was really disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, because you're going to pursue, and you have the talent. I mean, you're this close of making it, and it's like you just realize that you're just paying money just to run around on the field and not really get a good look. I mean, because you're doing these drills. You're the best person in the drills. You don't drop no balls. You have the fastest 40 time, and it's like, what are you really looking for?
Exactly. So. I know that can be like probably not fun to really talk about and relive, but even though we're on the mic, so I definitely want to say like thanks, because I don't know if you realize like how validating and therapeutic it is for like someone like me to talk this out, because it almost felt weird of like me also not making it into the NFL, playing a little bit of arena ball and stuff like that, but then to like feel how I felt when I actually had to hang them up. Almost didn't feel justified, after not making it and things like that. What was when you finally made that decision, you came to terms? I remember when we talked before, it was like, you have a good grasp on things now that everything has an end time. You can't do everything forever. It seems like you're in a good mindset now with everything. But what was it like making that decision, come to terms, hanging them up?
I mean, I think it's a part of how I grew up. I mean, I did go to school to get an education and to work, because long term, even if I was to make it to the NFL, I knew that it had to end one day. You know what I'm saying? So it just ended earlier than I expected, but it's always you have to have something that you're gonna do, towards the end or when it does end. And that was my mindset on it. It was like, football don't last forever. So, it's time. I've done all that I could do. And I always gave it 100%. So I was okay with it. You still want to play, but, you got to have a life too. You got to work. You got to make an honest living for yourself. So that's kind of how I was.
Were you able to watch games?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like immediately after.
You said
immediately, like retiring, hanging them up. Were you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just because I knew, like, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I never stopped watching football or felt the way like I didn't make it. I mean, I just understood that football was going to end one day. And it's not a guarantee that I was going to make it to the NFL. So that was, always, you don't want to think about that, but that's the reality of life. Like football, I mean, because I've seen it. I've seen guys who, were just as good as me, played on my team, and they, was at home as well. So I understood.
Or didn't do half of what you did.
Oh no, didn't do half of what I did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen guys who are like, man, I feel like he had a better shot than me, but I'm doing this. But I've also seen the flip. Like, I know this dude not better than me, but he gets the way. So it's like, that's how the world works.
But I mean, I deemed it as. And not nothing against Austin Peay, because we wasn't really on the map then, but I did come from a smaller school, and a lot of NFL teams wasn't checking for smaller schools like that. But I guess what kept me sane is like, I got friends and stuff that played in the NFL. It's like, man, this should have been you, and I deem it as towards, I don't know if I'm psyching myself out, but the lockout. So you got to have some things in your mind that help you cope with, but everything that transpired and happened. But it wasn't the best feeling by letting it go, but I knew at some point it was going to come to that.
I think you look back one day. I mean, I saw how Clarksville treated you the other day. met your soulmate, like, and you wonder, like, when you finally start building the life at the end, not the end, but where you're at now, you look back. I do all the time and go, that's why that happened. That's why that ended.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm a true believer of everything happened for a reason. I mean, and I always said, like, the friendships that I have now, the relationships that I have, the business things, or even my job now. Like, who is to say that I would get all of that by having that NFL career? I wouldn't have some of my best friends that I have now because I wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? So everything happens for a reason, and it happened how it's supposed to happen. I probably wouldn't be here talking to you all because
Nah, man.
It
work out how it's
There's a
supposed
lot
to.
of guys that said sorry.
No, go ahead, keep going. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that said, you said earlier, you ain't gonna do this when I play, this and that. Ain't none of them on this couch today.
Yeah. So
that's true. And I think that hearing your mind, like your headspace, your mindset into this, I mean, you can really. It seems like you hang your hat on what you put into the sport, and being able to really relish in what it gave back to you. I think that's the biggest thing in my mindset moving forward, of accepting where my career went or didn't go. If I'm going to be honest with myself, there were definitely times of like what to put into it, that there were definitely levels to it. I put a lot into it, and around people around me, I put just as much or more than everybody around me. But then to like later on in my career realize that there was a whole nother level of people that put something else completely into it. I didn't even scrape that surface.
Yeah.
And you have to just be honest with what you put in versus what you get out.
I think we all can, but that's why I feel like at some point, just speaking on that too, like we all think at some point when we start, man, I'm gonna play 10 years, I'm gonna retire. But I mean, just me getting signed, that's still not enough. I still didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish.
Correct.
But once it was all over for me as well, it's like, you know what? Going back to Austin Peay or going back to TSU, or even recently with the alumni game, just seeing the support you get like years later, you understand, like, okay, this is for a reason. Like, and my mom used to tell me all the time, like, she told me that after the fact, but I'm maybe like 15 years after I stopped playing, she's like, I'm so glad you didn't play long. I'm like, why you say that?
What?
But she's like, you don't understand like what comes with that stuff that you didn't see on the back end.
just being present,
you know what I mean?
And just how life happens. You know what I'm saying? Without you being there, and what could have happened, and things like that. So I mean, I just I put my 100% into it, and I guess that's how I could walk away from it and keep my head held high. And I guess Austin Peay keeping me honest by, putting me in the Hall of Fame, retiring my number, put me in the Ring of Honor. So, I mean, it lets me know, like, what I've
like, what else?
What I've done there.
Get your statue outside off.
That would be.
You're in the same group with Bubba Wells.
So I mean, but I am glad that my name. I etched my name in the history up there, and I love it.
I like to party too much, man.
Yeah.
It really wasn't until I was with my girlfriend now that we started like having space to really have this conversation about like, okay, if we go back and rewind, and I make it. I got that shield on my chest. You give me an NFL check back then.
Yeah,
but God though is sovereign.
It would have been over.
Certain things.
And what would have been better to sit here and not make it, or to have made it and just like completely fucked it off?
And that's what happens. I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen it too. Again, I'm just a little bit older than y'all, but just seeing it, you know what I mean? Like being a part of it in 2004 to now, and just knowing like, God does stuff for a reason. And as long as we understand that part, like, nah, you weren't ready for it, but I got this path for you. You know what I mean? And this is better on the long run, like you're saying.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So,
especially like with what you might not even have been able to grasp what you gave to that university, especially now because you're talking about a small school, but you looking at the teams they're playing now, the facilities they have now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's through the roof.
And that's, and I kind of pick with, TSU guys or, my friends and stuff. It's like from 2007 to now, the difference in those programs, the games we've played, the teams we've played, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. I know TSU now has fixed their schedule. They're playing those bigger schools and probably less classics. But from keeping up with Austin Peay, we've played this year we're playing Georgia. Last year we played Louisville. The year before that, probably we done played UT before, Virginia Tech, Alabama. So it's like the level of competition. When I was there, we played Wisconsin when they had the monstrous team in the world with Monty Ball, John Clay, all of those.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the level of competition and how far the program has come along. Like, we just lost our AD, and I think that's a testament of the school, because don't nobody want you if you ain't doing good. Like, when we are winning, they're going to come get our coaches. And that's the mindset that I have from Austin Peay. It's like, when you're doing good, they're going to come get you. So, I mean, Austin Peay is in a good spot right now.
Players, too. The quarterback y'all got.
Yeah.
Kirk over there, he got him from Miami. He's one of my guys I train. Like, I day over at Lipscomb sometimes. Like,
But
I'm like, dude, y'all loading up.
Yeah. I mean, we got a good coach. I think he came from UCLA. So I mean, it's you keep rising in the program. So it's a good testament from where we came from, playing on that rough carpet to the new stadium.
It was bad,
and they're still trying to build the other side. So it's they're growing, man. It's going in the right direction.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have stuck around a little bit more. I didn't like it at first. It was kind of a culture shock going from TSU to Austin Peay. But definitely seeing where it went, I definitely wish I would have stuck around. They had 3-6 Mafia for the homecoming performance, and that did me in.
I met me and my wife were there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that party did me in. But we can talk about that off the air here. Going back to kick return, do you like what the NFL has done with the new return?
No, because it takes that position away, really. I mean, when the last time you've seen somebody return anything, especially a kick return? Punt return, yeah, you might get somebody to return, but as far as the kick return, you don't probably even need a person back there, because it lands in the end zone, and you gotta you can't, the front line or can't move until they catch the ball, and you already in the end zone because they moved it up. So they might as well just take kickoff off and start them off on the 25. I haven't seen nobody return.
And you see teams trying to get creative, maybe using a running back, using people like. So do you think that the days of like a Josh Cribbs, Pac-Man, like a specialist that was like are those days gone?
As far as a return specialist, long as punt returning is in there, you can have a return specialist. But as far as kickoffs, I don't think you can deem somebody a specialist if they just do kickoffs because of the rule. I mean, punt return you can, because of, I don't see how much you can change that. That's still old school. But as far as the kickoff, you're not going to find a return specialist because nobody is going to return the ball with the new rule. So it kind of, for me, being a return specialist, it was kind of heartbreaking in that you take that away from the sport. So yeah, I didn't agree with it, but
So everyone we've talked to that's retired, at the end of the day, you hear us talking about like injuries and recovery and things like that. Maybe the contact isn't what everyone else misses. I'm just the weird one there, but it's the camaraderie. It's the locker room. It's that you. We can't talk to you without talking about the fact that now you're with Metro Fire Department. So you're still kind of scratching that adrenaline, literally running into the fire. And you got a team that I'm sure kind of fills that void of that camaraderie of having a team. Of course, Ryan White, there's Bledsoe, there's a bunch of guys that I've played with that that are firefighters as well. Talk a little bit about what the fire department really means to you, especially finding that after athletics.
To me, it was a easy transition from going to fire because it's the same concept as playing football. You have a team, you have brothers that I would say with the fire department, brothers and sisters that you depend on. You still have your leadership and the adrenaline, the physical part of it. It's all still there. It's just in a different atmosphere. So the transition was, you know, just as if I'm, playing football with with different atmospheres. But I enjoy it. I love it. This October would be my 8th year as being a fireman. But I think other than um, playing football, I think this is one of the best decisions that I've made as far as being an adult, as far as picking a career, as far as being a fireman. I mean, it's just the same. You get to play around, joke, you still work out, hang out. When you're off work, because it's really like a family, and it's like I think it's a statistic to say like your whole career. It's like the time that you spend at the fire hall is like 10 years. So I mean, yeah, we do everything together as a fireman. We eat, sleep, make runs. Learn about each other's families. Hang out with each other's families and stuff like that. So to me, it's just the same as being on a football team.
Y'all are 48 on, 24 off?
We're 24 hours on, 48
Okay.
hours off. So, I mean, and a lot of us, do things on the side, hang out, take trips together because, I mean, it's our family.
Yeah.
Like, we dare with each other and depending on each other, especially in situations that could change your life. Like, on the news, they had that garage fire. My crew was part of that, the team that responded to that. And it's like, just helping each other out. I mean, it was dark in there, can't really see. So you got to have contact and, taking care of each other. Because, I mean, it was hot. It was climbing upstairs, bringing bottles up and down stairs and stuff. So it was tough. That when you get to the end of it, you making sure like, are you okay? You need some water. Helping each other take their equipment off and stuff like that. So it's love and it's a family atmosphere. So I really enjoy being a fireman.
That was the Renaissance fire at the Renaissance Garage, or
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across from the hotel and but on the backside of the library. So
'cause
yeah.
I saw that in the news and I thought, if we couldn't burn it down, how did anybody burn it down?
What about the adrenaline rush, though?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I
I
would
mean
ask, like-
it gets you up. I mean, because you got to think we're there 24 hours, so we are probably in the bed laying down. But when those tones go off, it's go time. Like for me, it's like that's your kickoff. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Like
equating to
yeah,
that,
like
it's
that's
all
your
right, here we go.
kickoff, and especially if it's a fire call. Like that's what we live for, to go fight fires. And it's like, okay, get your mind ready, get your, I guess the good thing that that we have is you're traveling to get there. So with me, I'm getting my mind set, I say my prayer and, probably listen to the radio, try to see what's going on. Then once I get there, knowing what tools I'm gonna get, trying to get my assignment. So it's a lot that goes into it and just running into the fire. I mean, you gotta put all your stuff on. You can't go into it where you can, but of course you'll get burned, but you gotta put your Nomex mask on so you don't burn, your neck area, your ears, put your helmet, your gloves and stuff like that. But I mean, you gotta think if with adrenaline and things like that, it could be forgetful. You could forget to put some of that stuff on, and you go in there, and it's not a good time for you in there.
I feel like y'all are the unsung heroes because there's a lot of bad fatality wrecks. There's a lot of things. Y'all see a lot of horrible things. And the police will be on the news with a press conference, and nobody talks about y'all are usually the first ones on the scene before anybody else. And I mean, how do you decompress from some of that?
I say, I mean, it's funny, because someone asks like, "Why are y'all always here?" I'm like, it's no idea, no thing you can think of that the fire department don't respond to. Whatever you can think of, like we respond to everything, and it's like we do see a lot, so. That's why, when I'm on my way, I do say my prayers as far as like, let me have the mindset to be able to deal with this situation because I don't know what I'm going into. So, things like that. But for me, decompressing is, just by talking about it, not having it bottled in. So I talk about it to, my closest friends, probably my family members and things like that, just so I can get it out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, even talking, with my crew about it, and we do a good job as far as having the resources with the fire department to talk to us about scenes that we experience and things like that. I was on scene when they had the Jefferson Street shooting during the TSU homecoming. Yeah, we was actually like on the street when it happened. We was over there because my station is off 26th to Charlotte, so a couple streets over, and we was over there, getting food, supporting the vendors and stuff like that. As soon as we got our food, walking back to our truck, that's when gunshots rang out, and it was like, of course, we ain't gonna, if it's gun shooting, we're not gonna run to it until it stops. So when it stopped, we know like we gotta figure out what happened. You know what I'm saying? So we see all kind of things, man.
I mean, I'm sure not every day is like drama filled, like watching Chicago Fire on
Yeah.
TV or something like that. But I was actually going to ask if there's a time that you are allowed to talk about it where like some of those football skills, put the foot in the ground, get the hell out of there somewhere. Something happened. Like, I'm sure every day is not that way, but
yeah, I think the most part as far as like skills is probably critical thinking. I mean,
We can say your life though, you know what I mean? Like you're talking like life or death situations. Stuff y'all going into.
No, yeah. I mean, it's more critical thinking because I mean, of course, I'm not gonna sprint to what's going on because I don't know what's there. I mean, the only jogging or sprint that I might do if we got a CPR in progress or something like that, which you want to get there urgently. But even then, you don't know what's going on, so it's about processing everything and making sure the scene is safe so you can go in and do your job. Like you said, man, it's life or death. Like what you might think it is when you get there, it could be something totally different. So you can't just go in there and be simple-minded and not, look and see or really see the bigger picture of what you're doing. So it's a lot that goes into it than just responding or getting there on scene to when you get called out for a call.
Even the tryouts got to be a little bit like football, like
yes,
driving a log across the ground.
The trial. So when, and this is no lie, I mean just because you want the job and it's like a competition. So when I first came on to take my physical agility test, like real talk, like I almost killed myself by how hard. No, like how I'm telling you, like how hard I was going because I know it's thousands of people that want this position. Yeah. So what's going to have me, be one of the ones that you choose? Because I'm just a different name on a sheet of paper. But literally, like, say you got 8 minutes to do the test, like I'm gonna say 6 different objectives. I finished it in like 2 minutes. Or like that's how hard. That's how hard I was going. Man. I mean, like, of course I know it's an end point, so it took me about an hour to recover. Like I'm still laying down, like, but that's how hard I wanted it. That's how much I wanted to be one of the best ones. But now the physical part, yeah. So it's tough. We do a lot of training, and each year we do our annual fitness test. So it's like you keep us up on our game, and you have of course I don't go 2 minutes then. Yeah. But you have a certain amount of time to complete your annual testing, and just
y'all let normies like civilians show up to that.
I mean, we to be honest, we did used to do like something like that. As far as I know, it was when I came on earlier, and I'll ask one of the big guys who put stuff on like that. Whatever happened to that? So I know you'll be one of the guys.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I will say this: I ain't gonna name no names because I have several friends that are firefighters in Nashville. Some of them must be exempt from that test.
No, I would say, I mean, a lot of people say that, but you have 9 minutes to complete it. Okay. You can walk it. But, yeah, so.
Does your station, y'all have a game y'all play? Because my gym's over there off Buchanan, and I go down the one on DB Todd, and we'll be playing cornhole. Y'all?
Yeah, we like to play cards. We like to play dominoes. But
I get tired of the cornhole. I might need to come down there.
Yeah, no, come on. But I think our favorite game right now is a game called golf. It's a card game called golf, and it's competition.
And y'all throw down cooking.
Oh yeah. So I'm the cook at my station.
Really?
You cooking clean food, or you cooking like how you cooking?
No,
like you still playing, or what we doing?
I'm cooking clean food, but every now and then on Sunday you got to throw that soul food in there, or fry that fish on Friday.
Yeah.
But no, it's more because I'm the one cooking it, so I get to choose what we have. But it's more clean food, smoking some chicken on the grill, have grilled chicken salads, and but you got to do the special stuff by boiling eggs, getting some strawberries, and letting everybody have their own special dressing and stuff like that. But no, we eat good,
Imagine getting that close to eating it and the bell goes off.
Oh no, it happens.
How often does that happen? Like,
it happens. It happens more than you think you would. And it's in my company now. We have a lot of pieces of equipment. We have a truck. Well, I'm gonna say we have a tiller truck. We have an engine, and we get calls. So if one is gone for a long time, the other crew they'll eat. So, but. Yeah.
Well, you said you're you're at 26 in Charlotte.
Yeah, right now I'm at 26 in Charlotte, right across from Lynch Health Center.
Yeah, so I have a special relationship with that fire department. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with fire trucks and stuff, probably trucks in general. But I was a very sick kid, and so when I had to go to the doctor or the hospital, that was kind of my thing. Is they'd walk me down there. And the firefighters let me put on the suit, jump in the truck, and it was your station. Yep,
so, right there. It was on the corner of 21st Avenue, right across from the Red Cross.
Well, we couldn't talk about the camaraderie and brotherhood of the fire department without mentioning your Greek life. Y'all got a bunch of events coming up this weekend, doing some stuff. Go ahead and talk about what y'all got going on this weekend, plus some events.
So this weekend we have Natural Greek Picnic, which is our 14th annual picnic. It started back in 2010. Of course, we took a year off due to COVID. So each year we have an event from probably Thursday till Sunday as far as like Greek mixers, parties, picnics, things like that. We probably have a brunch. And this year we'll be having our picnic at the farmer's market. It will be from 6 o'clock to 11. We choose those times because it's scorching outside, and by getting feedback from the guests that we have, and they come from all over. I think the furthest someone probably came that I know is California, and we have thousands of people out there. Like it's probably, I would say, about 700 to the most we probably have about 2,500 people. It's a good time. So if you don't have to be Greek to come. It's kid friendly. You'll see me there. I'd like to take care of everybody, make sure everybody having a good time.
I appreciate that. So if y'all are around the farmers market, go hit them up. Terrence, man, I appreciate you spending this time with us, man. I know you got some things to do today, but I appreciate you being here. This is a great episode. I think this is exactly what the people wanted.
Yep.
All right, thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for coming out,
man. I'm still getting over all the awards and all the stuff, man. So I heard your name in the city for a while, man. So it was a pleasure to meet you on the couch today, man. So
thank you.
If you liked it as much as I did this episode, make sure you download it, click it, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time.
For the love of Nashville, tune into the next one.